Or not. It's a long drive to live.
We're live.
Hey, there we are. So welcome everybody. Today, brand new show, Director Spotlight, because it's not Sunday. And I'm joined here by my good friend, Marty, Trash Picture Show, and my good pal, Trenchy, Soulless Trench Coat.
That sexy bastard.
Yeah. And tonight we're talking about Neill Blomkamp, or is it Blomkamp? I always want to say Blomkamp.
Some people say Blomkamp, some people say Blomkamp. It's one of those fucking weird waves that no one knows how to pronounce.
It's a strange name, and it's a strange director, but he's actually pretty good science fiction director. I was impressed first time I saw one of his films. I didn't expect to like it. Any guys' impressions, first-hand impressions of Neill there?
Yeah, the District 9, I thought was fucking amazing. I did have a bit of kind of context in the fact that it was aspects of a Peter Jackson Halo movie that never got off the ground, but the vehicles and the weapons and everything was repurposed, and Blomkamp used them to make his own kind of story, which is essentially a sci-fi parable about apartheid in Africa. So yeah, it was a fantastic movie, and it was definitely a throwback to the science fiction kind of movies of the 80s, like Alien and Blade Runner, where the future wasn't sterile and science fiction wasn't aboard these pristine ships. It was down and dirty and gritty and stuff. And again, it reminded me of RoboCop and Aliens and Blade Runner, and that's what I really appreciated and loved about that movie.
Yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic to it. It reminds me of a Blade Runner. Reminds me a little bit of RoboCop. It also reminds me of that TV show Alien Nation, just a little bit, because you've got the aliens stuck on Earth. They don't mean to be here. They're here by accident, and they integrate into society, sort of. Not quite as much as an Alien Nation, but I still kind of saw a little parallel there. Trench, what did you think firsthand when you saw District 9?
I remember liking it. I think it was on TV. I barely remember it, but I remember that scene where the guy's turning into the shrimp alien, and one of his arms is human and the other arm's like a shrimp. And that was pretty cool. And I also remember, I think one of my first memories of this movie was before I saw the movie. There was a parody of it on Cartoon Network where they had this little program called Mad TV where they do like parodies. And there was a parody of it called Fresh Shrimp of Bel-Air where they combined District 9 and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That sounds brilliant.
Yeah. Well,
what a great... That's better than your surf and turf.
Yeah, so I remember that, but I remember liking this. I gotta rewatch it, but I remember it being pretty cool, like the allegories on racism, and I like the idea that the aliens were all in this fenced off area, right? They're all in this like area that's fenced off.
Yeah, kind of shanty town. They were basically into. Kind of dare I say, a concentration camp or shanty town.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like when there in World War II we put the Japanese in that on our own kind of concentration camps because we didn't trust them.
Yeah, the internment camps, the Japanese in World War II.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness we didn't feed them cat food. Jeez, it was bad enough. So yeah, a little bit of a backstory on Neill Blomkamp. God damn it, I'll say it right eventually. Born in September 17th, 1979. So he's not a very old director. He prefers to set his films in Johannesburg, South Africa, because that's where he was born. He likes it because it's a good alternate filming location if you have to film something in California or LA, because certain parts of Johannesburg kind of clean up nice, so you can make certain areas of California look just like it. You got the palm trees and all that, so it's kind of a cool reason he does it. He also says that he feels like every state in America has sort of been a setting in a film, and it's been done to death, but there's hardly anything over there. So I think that's sort of why he says he does that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, change things up a bit.
Yeah, which I like it. That was one of the standout features for me of both that and Chappie, is it doesn't take place in America, doesn't take place California, it doesn't take place in New York or Detroit. It takes place in Johannesburg, and it just is different. It just looks different. And you saw the trailer for both of these films, and I didn't realize it was going to be like, in South Africa. I thought it was going to be, Los Angeles or New York or some shit. And I watched it. I'm like, oh, okay. They're going sort of what am I going to try to say, a more varied approach, or a different. It's not the word I'm looking for. A more worldly approach. Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't aliens choose Johannesburg over California? What the hell? They don't know. They're not looking at the Zagat's.
I mean, how many times can fucking the United States be invaded or set upon by extraterrestrials? Come on, give another country a go.
Yeah.
Now, Jesus, at this point, New York and LA, they probably give out T-shirts to aliens. Yeah, I invaded America, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. But yes, it's a interesting film, and District 9 came first, right?
Yeah, District 9 was first, then Elysium, then Chappie. He, again, as I said before, he started off wanting to do work on Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson was going to produce the Halo movie. That fell through, but he used his his kind of skills and technique in visual effects to do a short called Alive in Johannesburg, which kind of plays more into the storyline of Chappie than the other movies. But that kind of got his head on the radar, and Peter Jackson was instrumental in kind of getting District 9 out there as well.
Yeah, because him and Blomkamp are actually really good friends.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
didn't know. I just thought he happened to have Peter Jackson in Chappie, or not Peter Jackson, Hugh Jackman. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
get the right name, huh? Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. He also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. So sorry, that's a certain question. One thing I do like as well is he has Shelto Copley in all his movies as his kind of lucky charm. He's like if he was Martin Scorsese, Shelto Copley would be his Robert De Niro, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's actually a good actor, because I'm gonna come clean. Only two Neill Blomkamp films I've seen have been Chappie and District 9. Loved both of them, and yeah, he was a standout. I didn't even realize he was in both films, because of course in Chappie he's Chappie, and in District 9 he's what is it? Wickus Van something or other. It's a Wickus Van hard to remember.
Wickus,
huh?
Pusher.
Yes. But yes, I don't know. I just always remember him as the Sweetie Man, because he goes with the cat food. But yeah, so he did that. He also did a bunch of music videos. He did like 2 or 3 for the band Biff Naked, which their music was actually featured in a couple episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is a fun little fact.
Nice.
Yeah, so did that, and he did a bunch of short films, like you mentioned, Live from Johannesburg. Yeah. Let's see, what was the other thing I was going to say? Did I not write it down? Oh, I did not write it down. All right, well, before he got into directing, he actually was into special effects, and he went to school for what is it? The CGI, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of his profession primarily before directing, which you can kind of tell that somebody who's like got expertise in special effects made these films, because they rely heavily on digital, which usually I'm not a fan of, but with at least the 2 films I've seen, it works really well.
Oh yeah, he integrates that CG seamlessly, and like again, I'm like you, Ethel. I'm more an advocate of practical effects, but the fact he made them work cohesively. I mean, like be it the Mech or Christopher Johnson, those characters had, in Christopher Johnson's case, a fluidity and a kind of organic feel. You felt it was a real creature. Whereas, say, the Mech, you felt there was a weight to that thing, that it was that Wickus had trouble maneuvering it and stuff. And that and it's lots of fucking directors wouldn't take that kind of stuff. Oh, it just has to look cool. But no, he gave things weight and he gave things fluidity, and that's kind of important.
Yeah, and he doesn't fall into the trap of modern CGI where they just do that thing where let's make it really dark or let's have it rain. That way it won't matter if it's a little rushed. You know, they didn't fall into that trap.
Especially now when companies like Disney are rushing their CGI people, not letting them have the CGI look good, rushing them so it goes out looking half-assed and awful, and then like wondering, oh, why is our movie doing bad? Even though we forced these people to like rush their effects and didn't pay them well. And it's just like, it's cool to see somebody actually make CGI effects that look practical. Like, some of the stuff looks practical. Like, you know it's CGI, but it looks real. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he actually has CGI that can convey emotion and get a response from the viewer. Like, in District 9, the ending, I'm not going to spoil it in case someone watches this and they haven't seen the film yet, but it's actually kind of a sad, tragic ending, and actually really bad.
Yeah.
I think with all these films, Ethel, including Elysium, and I suppose Chappie would probably be the one with the most optimistic ending, but there is kind of a bit of a bittersweet ending to all these movies.
Yeah, which I think it's nice. I mean, I haven't seen Elysium, but actually, you know what, Marty, would you like to kind of give us a rundown? I know sort of vaguely what it's about, but you've actually seen it. I still haven't had a chance.
Okay, so essentially, like Ethel said, Blomkamp has used Johannesburg, certain parts of Johannesburg, to double as well as the United States. So it's set in Los Angeles, and the rich live in a orbital platform called Elysium, and there is also on this orbital platform kind of resurrection pods. So if you can afford it, you can live to be fucking 90. If you have cancer, hell, that's nothing but a fucking sniffle. So what happens is you have Matt Damon, and before you go, oh, Matt Damon, he's actually fucking solid in this movie. You all, as a reformed car thief who works in a factory, and they make the kind of armor for these mechs, these battle mechs, and the way the paint is applied. Sorry, I'm probably going on a tangent there. It's a radiation spray. Matt Damon gets trapped in the chamber, gets a dose of radiation, and then he's like, "Fuck, what am I going to do?" He's kicked out of his job. He's given a death sentence. because of an industrial accident. So he talks to his friend played by Diego Luna, and they're like, hey, there's an executive from Elysium on Earth. He has the code to all the resurrection pods. We're going to fucking kidnap him. If we kidnap him, we can get your ass to Elysium and cure your fucking radiation sickness. In his way are two really good villains. One is played by Jodie Foster. She's the president of Elysium, and she hires a fucking lunatic played by Shelto Copley. He's a mercenary and a head of a kind of militia movement that she hires to get the codes back out of Matt Damon's head, because he had to upload them into his head. It's fucking badass. I love it. You also get to see someone bisected with a rail gun.
Ooh.
I mean, that's fucking, like, it's awesome. And who else is in it? Alyssa Braga is in it as well. Her daughter is dying, and she's got kind of heart to the movie, because Damon's character is like, I just want to cure myself. I don't see myself being a revolutionary. And things change very much like Wickus in the District 9. He starts off very selfish, but as the movie progresses, you realize there's more to him than just a selfish fucking dickhead. I'm not going to give any more away, but it's well worth a look, and it's a pretty cool movie.
Yeah. Sounds really good. I have to get a copy of it eventually, because once you get into starting collecting films from certain directors, you have to complete the circle, you know. So eventually I'll have to get my hands on that. I should already have seen it, so shame on me. But Finch, did you see that at all, or just?
No, I remember when it came out. I was like either a kid or a teenager, somewhere in between. And I remember the trailer came out, and there's another movie coming out with Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman called Oblivion, and they both look kind of similar, and they just the trailer did not do a good job selling it for me. It just looked kind of basic, so I just wasn't interested at the time, and I just kind of wrote them off and forgot about them till Marty was talking about it that other day, and it kind of it made me remember. So I had like forgotten about that movie, but I remember the trailer, but the trailer just, maybe it was a good trailer and I was just not interested back then. I don't know, but yeah, I just feel like maybe since those two movies came out and they look so similar, and to me they just felt basic, so I just didn't. I just forgot about them.
I think Shelto Copley is a selling point because he's a brilliant baddie. There's a moment in the movie where he has his face, the entire front side of his face and head, blown off with a hand grenade, and his comrades put him into the resurrection pod. They're like, "Oh shit, he's gonna be pissed when he wakes up, boys." And it's like the front half of his face is missing, but it's a cool movie. You got to check it out.
But my bad, it sounds really cool. I don't know. At the time, I just had no interest. Hey, Sasha.
Hey,
Hello,
Sasha. Yeah, no, it's. I don't even remember the trailer for that one. I do remember the trailer for both Chappie and District 9. The one for Chappie didn't really strike me right off, which is ironic because that's my favorite of the two films I've seen. But the one for District 9 looked really good because I remember there was a scene in the trailer where there's like an alien, but you can't see the alien because they've got his face blurred out like it's on Cops, and he's in like an interrogation room and they're asking you questions. It had intrigue. It struck me as interesting. That's why I ended up watching that one first.
When District 9 came out, it was really big. A lot of people were talking about that for a while. It's kind of faded. Like, people still remember it and talk about it, but it's not like it was. It was like one of the big talked about movies for that year it came out, and a couple years later, like, it got a lot of mentions.
Mm. It was it was a solid film. It's a very solid film, and yeah, like I said, I was surprised because I went in thinking, all right, this is going to be another CGI modern movie. I'm going to just see a bunch of actors against a blue screen pretending they're looking at an alien when they're looking at a tennis ball on a pole. Know the deal, know the drill. But it actually was great. It was great. It had all the actors convey that they're looking at something real, even though they're looking most likely at a tennis ball or a guy in a green screen suit, and you believe it, and it's good. It's good. Same deal with Chappie. Chappie came out really good too. Which that was one I was not hopeful for either, but ended up liking way more than I expected.
Oh
Which,
yeah, Sasha, that's very true.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
that's
can.
why I want to give it a shot because Marty speaks highly of it, and that plot sounds really good. I just thought it was a basic, like, from the trailer, it was like, oh, future, kind of like, guy goes up against government, and he's got like a metal suit or whatever, and he's fighting a corrupt, kind of apocalyptic future totalitarian. I didn't realize there was a lot more to it. That's all I took away from the trailer.
Yeah. Like they can kind of trick you with those, and I don't know, like that. One of the things that was done well with that District 9 trailer, and as well with the Chappie trailer, is it didn't give everything away in the trailer. Like most of the time, you see the trailer, you feel like you've already watched the film. I guess I'll watch the 5 minutes I haven't seen. But no, those trailers pretty good, pretty damn good. Marty, you remember anything specific from the trailers? Any kind of selling points, or do you just to be there?
I like the Elysium trailer because, like you said, it didn't give away much, but there's this bit where the trailer ends, and the kind of criminal guy that hires Matt Damon, he's like, they're gonna hunt you across the cosmos for this. I'm like, ooh, what has he got? What's the shit that everyone wants Matt Damon for?
Yeah, it's a good trailer then, huh?
I thought it kicked ass.
I don't know, at the time between that and the Tom Cruise one, it just didn't sell me. But my tastes have changed as well, so it could have just been my taste at the time.
Yeah, well, that happens. You know, you watch something 10, 12 years ago, you come back to it, and you're like, oh, you know what? That was really pretty good. What the hell was my problem? Oh, what the hell? Was I have low blood sugar or something? Damn.
Dude.
We should get a time machine, give your past self a candy bar, and say, sit the fuck down and watch the trailer.
Oh, Elysium, Sasha.
Oh, yeah, Sasha was thinking you were talking about Chappie. Yeah, no, Elysium. Or Elysium or Elysium?
Elysium, it's based on, I think it's a Greek, or it's either a Greek, yeah, it's a Greek deity that provides health and the whole thing. He was, okay, so the first, so if District 9 is about apartheid, this is about the social divide and healthcare and how, you know, if you're born in a certain kind of life, well, you're fucked. You don't have access to it, and if you're born privileged, you have access to all this thing. And how it's not that it's impossible. Like, again, I don't want to give away the movie or anything like that, but the fact is that everyone could easily avail of this technology, but the rich want to keep it for themselves. And it's just it kind of puts forward that idea.
Yeah, which that's a good premise, and that's not a entirely new premise for a science fiction movie. It's one of the old staples, but when done well, it's always great, you know.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There's a reason these things keep coming up. It's because the formula works. You just got to make sure you don't fuck up the important elements of it.
Guess what? It never changes. No matter how back you go back in history, there's always going to be classism, you know? That sadly never changes.
Yeah, just the only thing that really changed is the condition of the lower class. You know,
Yeah.
lower class standards now are higher than they were 20 years ago. I don't know,
Yeah.
but they still shit in comparison to everybody else. But that's a different topic for a more political show. You know, I'm talking about silly monster movies over here. Don't need to be putting too much weight on it. So I'm going to lean into Chappie now because we covered Elysium. We covered District 9. So I'm going to lean into Chappie a little bit because, yeah, boy, was this my favorite of the three. Kind of reminds me a little bit of RoboCop if you mixed it with Short Circuit.
Oh my god.
Like, that make it, Marty, that make any sense to you?
No, it makes perfect sense. I really wanted to like this movie, and I like the premise. I like Shelton Copley as Chappie, and I love the whole RoboCop by the way of Short Circuit. Dyer Antwood annoyed the fucking dog piss out of me. Just ninja. I don't know, was that the point? And his girlfriend, his girlfriend or sister? I don't know what the fuck they are. It could be both.
Oh,
By the looks of
they were girlfriend and boyfriend. They weren't in the South. This was made in Alabama.
Yeah.
So, you really like the film more? You think that casting like ruined the film or brought it down for you at least?
Those. I did enjoy Copley's performance. I did also enjoy it, and myself and Ethel were discussing this. The fucking kind of lunaticized fucking born again Christian gun toting fucking zealot that was Hugh Jackman. I thought he was brilliant as well.
Yeah, it's like, how about that scene where he pulls the gun out and holds it to fucking Dion's head and shoves his face down on the desk, like in front of everybody? Like, what a nut!
It was funny, and just then, like, he's such a bully, he's such an arsehole. And then when Chappie comes in, when Chappie comes in, he just fucking knocks the shit out of him.
Yeah, he picks him up and throws him into the ceiling, and then he falls back on the floor. Like, it's pretty roughing him up, you know? I'm not going to give up why or anything because that's kind of an important plot point towards the end of the film, but that's kind of cool. And, yeah. I also, I like the fact that you think this movie's going to go a certain way at the beginning. Like, you're like, okay, you've got this really talented, accomplished, I don't know what you call it, robotics engineer. I don't know if that's his official occupation. That's what I would call him, robotics engineer, programming expert, or whatever. He's obviously brilliant beyond his years. He's trying to crack artificial intelligence. So you think the film's going to go this way. You think it's going to be like, oh, he's going to crack artificial intelligence. Oh, the company's going to try and steal his secret and have to fight for it. No, he's going to get kidnapped by some gangsters. He's going to bring the robot to self-awareness, and then the robot's going to decide he wants to be a #1 gangster. Yo. It's just hilarious.
I liked as well, he was trying to store all his fucking memory. And what was it, PS4s? They had stolen about fucking 70 PS4s. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, they had them all daisy chained, and he's like, because I guess that makes sense because they have really good processors. Even now, it's still a really good processor, and they got good graphics cards.
And like, as you said as well, it makes sense. In a pinch, these are gangsters. They're not going to fucking have access to fucking, like, top-of-the-line kind of supercomputers. So he's just making do what he has, like, you know?
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because the movie did 2 science fiction tropes in one, and added that last one at the end, which I'm not going to give it away, but I might a little bit, but this should still be somewhat spoiler-free. It raises the question about artificial intelligence, which that's a tried and tested. I don't know how many times it's been done, but you'd lose count for sure if you tried. But does that, and it does the if you could move human consciousness into a robot body, what's that going to be like? And that's like, is that something that
Is
can
that
be
still a
done?
person? Is that their soul? What makes us human? Is that just a copy of a template of our humanity or our personality? Like, is that kind of resurrection, or is it just a fucking duplicate of our kind of consciousness? Like, it does ask interesting questions.
Hey,
Yeah,
bud.
if I could make the, there we go. Brian, welcome. Yeah, so that's interesting. Side question to the audience and you guys, if you could put your consciousness into a robot body, would you really want to? I mean, if anything, your sex life is over. You got no genitalia. I mean, you ain't coming back from that. Then you're gonna do, what else are you gonna do? You can't eat, can't drink, can't feel the wind in your skin. Is it worth it? I don't know. What do you think?
One question I have, Ethel, is why the fuck did the I'm not giving away anything, but why the fuck did one particular human character, when their template design was put onto the robot, why did they still give him those fucking weird rabbit antennas? It's like, what? Okay, make it look more human, for fuck's sake.
Well, because rabbit antennas are cool.
Aye.
Rabbit antennas? It's great. You get cable.
So they're friends.
Uh-huh. The Die Artwood music videos. The Prawns Claw from District 9 makes a cameo in one of them. Oh, okay. Sasha, we were talking about this, something similar about Chappie and Ninja, and they're a band or a rap group or something. Do you remember this conversation we had? This was like a month ago. I mean, I could be inventing things in my imagination. I could have sworn we had. Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say something, Trench.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. My bad.
Oh no, you good. You good. But yeah. So I thought it was kind of cool, and oh shit, here we go. Brian's got a little comment here. You gotta add that in there. I thought it was a great movie. I liked the character, and the character Chappie was a lot of fun because it's just, you've got a character that's essentially like a 2-year-old, but he's talking like a gangster, and he's throwing knives at people thinking they're gonna fall asleep. I mean, that's priceless.
That's awesome.
I don't think that's a bad spoiler. I think that's just a little fun.
Oh, that is a selling point.
Yeah, the scene they teach, like, because he doesn't want to kill anybody, so they tell him that, oh, you just take one of these knives and you just like stick it into somebody and they go to sleep. They feel good. You're doing something nice. So he turns to one of the gangsters. He's like, oh, you want to go sleep? And he's like got a switchblade. He's like, oh no, I took a nap. I already went to sleep. So that's kind of fun.
I like how the robot looks like Die 5. I've only seen like a scene of it. I thought I'd seen it, but I haven't seen it. But I like how a robot looks like Johnny 5.
Yeah. And just like in Short Circuit Part 2, he steals cars in the movie. So, you know,
yes.
No connection.
Oh, Short Circuit Part 2 might be my favorite one because he goes crazy in the alleyway and his eye turns red and he starts going like war mode, and that scene's amazing.
Is that the one where he gets a mohawk? Trench.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the one. But yeah, that's the one where he gets messed up and he goes Terminator mode for a little bit, and they have to like set him right.
Oh yeah, where he gets the mohawk and they put the fucking car battery on him to keep him alive.
That he's got the one red eye because he's starting to go bad.
I don't know if I should be I don't know what's the most entertaining part of Short Circuit. The robot or Fisher Stevens trying to pass himself off as an Indian.
He did it. Oscar worthy. He fooled India. That's Oscar worthy.
He had everyone in India and Bollywood convinced that he was one of their own stars, and like people kept getting, I forget what the actor's name was from India, but they were getting confused with a very specific Indian actor, and people were contacting this Indian guy, congratulating him on how well his American movie did and how great his performance was, and he's sitting at home having a bowl of curry. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I was in no movie.
It's like, was there dancing in this movie? It's a good film. It's a good ass film. Both of the films I've mentioned, good. Elysium sounds great. Gonna jump back a little bit. There's a different science fiction connection with Neill Blomkamp. That even starts out before these films, essentially, or was it before District 9, Marty? I think you know where I'm going with this.
So what happened was Prometheus came out, and people were like, it's not aliens, and it's not alien, so we wanna bring it back. And Scott was like jumping fucking back and forth on the fence. He didn't know if he wanted to do a sequel. So he said to Blomkamp, look, if you have an idea, approach Fox with it and I'll back you up. Two things happened. One, Chappie did not do well. Chappie did not do well at all. And that really kind of messed with his chances. And then Scott came back and said, actually, I want to do Covenant. I want to do a follow-up to Prometheus. And it really fucking hurt because he had gone like well into production. Jeffrey Turin done some absolutely amazing pieces. And I'm just going to show you some amazing concept art for the movie. And I'll just show you here.
My bad, what movie?
Alien 5. He was going to do Alien 5, and it was literally going to ignore 3 and Resurrection. So what you got was a continuation from the second one. And Jeffrey Turin done some fantastic artwork. Here is an older Ripley and an older Hicks. Essentially, Ripley finds out that while she was coming back to Earth, Weyland-Yutani found another jockey ship. I'll try and find a picture of that. There we are. They found another jockey ship and they had it underneath the facility. So Hicks, Ripley, and a group of renegade kind of militia go to destroy the ship. And as a result, they have to take on a queen. And Ripley ends up using something that is almost straight out of a fucking Kenner action figure series. Ripley uses this mechanized xenomorph armor to fight the queen. So, yeah, there was a lot of weird kind of bioweapony stuff going on. You also had this character here who was going to be played by Hugh Jackman. He was going to be an updated version of Bishop who helped Ripley and Hicks get into the facility.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but is the picture not changing for everybody else?
Oh, yeah, it's not changing.
Oh, shoot. Apologies, guys. Sorry, I'm doing 90. Hang on. I'll do it again. Apologies. Sorry.
I thought it was on my end.
Okay.
I'm thinking,
me too. But then I decided I should say something just in case.
No, you're okay. So that's Ripley and Hicks entering the facility. Obviously, it's Michael Biehn, and he was going to have a scarred face because of the incident with the alien acid. Then we have some other ones. Sorry about this, Ethel.
Oh, no worries. You got visual aid. I don't have any visual aid except for my DVDs, which, they're just static.
This is the this was what was in the facility. Is it sharing or
It takes it a second because my tablet gets slow. Here we go.
Oh, what is that?
That was the jockey ship. It was a second engineer ship that was going to be underneath the Weyland-Yutani facility, and essentially, the Weyland-Yutani use it to harvest eggs, but also use it to make bioweapons. And I'll just show you what we would get. Would be I'm gonna here it is. You have Ripley donning Queen. Again, this is like something out of a Kenner action figure series. I don't know if any of you remember Atex from the Alien Kenner series. He was a dude who disguised himself as a queen alien to go into the hive and fight the aliens. That's what Ripley would have had. And she uses that to trick the queen into attacking these sentry guns. And lastly, I'll show you one last image. Sorry about this, guys.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Again,
Hey, Mr. Dan.
Hey,
Hey,
Mr. Dan. One more image. This one you'll find funny. Yeah, so Lance Henriksen was his character was going to die at the start, so they upload his brain into a new synthetic body of Hugh Jackman.
Oh, he's just like the alien. He looks wet.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do that to Bishop.
But yeah,
Leave Bishop alone.
But yeah. So we were going to get it, and essentially what happened was Chappie didn't do well. It was a combination, and Chappie didn't do well, and Scott was like, "I want to do Alien Covenant, so piss off. This is my baby now."
Excuse me. It was sad that Chappie didn't do that well for being as entertaining and fun as it was.
I really wanted to enjoy that movie, but I think for me and for a lot of people, Dire Antwood was a big catalyst on why it wasn't.
My biggest problem was the blonde chick's haircut. She had sort of like this "my bangs are way too high" emo Phillips thing going on.
Yeah. But it would have been cool because, as we were saying earlier on, basically fucking Blomkamp hit the used future concept on the head with Chappie and Elysium and District 9, and he would have been a perfect fit. He was also supposed to do a RoboCop sequel as well.
Wouldn't that have been better than that friggin' terrible reboot we got with RoboCop and his paintball
shit.
It's like, hey, I'm ready to play some paintball, criminals. Do you like my one human hand?
For fuck's sake.
Jesus, I almost had an Urshan thing going on there. But yeah, it's I didn't understand that. It's an odd choice. Bad movie. I would have personally rather had RoboCop 4. Much better. Much better idea.
Brian's right. RoboCop should have never been remade.
Yeah, you don't remake RoboCop. You don't. You just don't. Very forgettable. Yes, very forgettable. The look looked stupid. It was a stupid look. The design was terrible. It was just awful. Shit. It was shit. Someone needed to go into that meeting where they're pitching the reboot or whatever. They're talking to whoever, and they should have just gone in there and been like, "Bitches, leave."
Yeah, got a Clarence Boddicker. I felt that RoboCop looked like a reject from a Super Sentai series. I don't know about you because
Oh,
you'd be an expert, but it looked like something Kamen Rider would have kicked the shit out of in a one-off episode. Like,
Common Rider, Green Ranger. You take it. One of them would kick his ass. It's just easy pickings. Kamen Rider. There's a great Kamen Rider movie they made, Shin Kamen Rider. It's like not really a reboot, but like a love letter to the franchise, and it's ultra violent with blood.
nice.
Yeah,
oh.
Is it Shin Kamen Rider?
yeah, it's Shin Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I love what they're doing with those Shin movies as well, because there was a Shin Ultraman and obviously Shin Godzilla, which I fucking adored.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. That's a trend now in Japan. They're gonna remake every tokusatsu thing into a film and call it Shin. I don't know. Which, if you're wondering, in Japanese, Shin means true or God. Usually true. In this case, I would say it means true.
True, yeah,
True.
this is our true
What?
Godzilla, true Ultraman, true Kamen Rider.
That's kind of disrespectful to what came before. To be like, this is the true version of it. That's kind of messed up.
Well, I always thought it was like true, as in this is truly it. You know, this is the ultimate version of this. Is it's true. Well, that's how I always took it. But I don't know. Just Japanese. Yes, Shin House. We're gonna have. Well, it depends on which house you're talking about. Are you talking about the Japanese house, or are you talking about maybe Japan doing a movie based on the TV show house? They'll just get Hugh Laurie in there and put him in a mech suit.
Just fucking him being a dick to patients who are suffering from the fucking Tokyo Gore police virus or some shit. These fuckers.
He'll be in the mech suit, but it'll still use a cane. It'll be great.
Doctors by day, extraterrestrial fighters at night.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Japanese house. Yeah. Oh my God. Have you guys seen the Japanese house?
No.
No, but I know what it is. Mac really likes it. It looks pretty crazy and fun.
Absolutely insane and trippy as hell. It's sort of got a Mystics and Bali vibe going for it. But you know how Boxer's Omen was, French, right? You know how trippy that was?
Yeah, I saw some of that, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that, like, some of the house was, like, inspired by the director's child, who was, like, 5 or... She was a little kid, and she, like, gave him the ideas that he put into the movie. She's, like, a co-writer on it.
Yes. Hey, Brian, you got to have this. It's out on Criterion. If you don't, you're sleeping on it. Get on that. Chop, chop. But yeah, certainly we could have done with Alien 5. I would have preferred it to Covenant. Yeah, I don't know. We would have had a better RoboCop. Would have preferred it to that piece of dog shit we all got.
Oh God, this guy was gonna do RoboCop, and instead they gave us that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Why do they gotta take everything and make it boring? They made Total Recall boring as well. They need to stop.
Yeah. Because they gotta readjust it and tone it down for modern sensibilities.
It's like a challenge. How do you take these really cool films and make them boring? Oh, and we're also gonna put Samuel L. Jackson in the movie, and we're gonna make him boring somehow too. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Stop!
Brian, I was referring to the Japanese house. That's the Criterion I was referring to. If he does, see, he's gonna have it. He has it.
Wouldn't it have been brilliant if fucking that House horror saga, you know, with the puppets and the stop motion stuff, ended up at Criterion. That would have been fucking delightful. With the zombie cowboys and shit. House 2.
I lost my DVD.
But
Over
yeah,
here.
thoughts Ethel's okay.
Yeah, wait. I wasn't okay? What happened? Because I lost my thing? I'm okay now. See, look, I got it. Or was he talking about something else?
Oh, no, it's you're okay because you went AWOL.
Oh, yeah, it's just what I'm doing that from time to time. I don't mean to, but I have internet issues and I have stuff that I do. And I get forget.
Ethel, I am thankful for one thing that we didn't get Alien 5 for, and it's another picture I'm going to show you, because they
Ooh.
ruined a iconic sci-fi weapon. I'm glad he didn't get to make it, because look what they done to my boy. They done massacred my boy. The pulse rifle. They stuck so much ugly shit onto it. I'm like, God damn.
Oh, no, baby, what is you doing?
Exactly. So
Oh.
I'm glad they didn't. Like, I don't know. It's like, you know, when you're playing Call of Duty and it's like,
That looks like a toy gun.
What was that supposed? It was partially out of the frame, but was that supposed to be like a laser sight on the very
there's a
tippity?
god sight. There's a reflex god sight on the top. I'm like, it's like, oh yeah, it's like they done that with the games as well. You can attach loads of shit onto the pulse rifle. It's like, ah.
It looks like a fancy mancy BB gun.
Oh. Hey, you know, you'll be king of airsoft with that. Don't knock it.
Yeah, but fucking taking out a fucking xenomorph with that thing. Just all the fucking rails and stuff. I mean, it was a beautiful design. And keep in mind, that was a Thompson machine gun with fucking peripherals slapped on top of it. Yeah,
and that's one of the reasons it looks good, is because it's based off of something that actually exists. It's a build-off, you know,
functional and tactile, like, you know.
Which that was one of the things you see in a lot of sci-fi movies is they don't use like guns. They use like ray guns or laser guns. It's cool, but sometimes it makes more sense. Yeah, why you wouldn't really do away with bullets altogether? They're cheap, they're efficient. You wouldn't get rid of that.
I do remember, Ethel, though, in the 90s, in the late 80s, early 90s, if you wanted to make a gun look futuristic, you just put a fuck-off laser sight on the top of it and extend the barrel by a fucking yard, and you're like, oh, look, it's a futuristic M16.
I like the low-budget approach to guns, you know. If you're going to go that ultra futuristic route, you just grab a super soaker and spray paint it black and silver.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember well, do you remember in Escape from New York, Ethel, the big fucking he has a suppressor on a Mac. Yeah, a Mac. And then they tape a fucking laser sight to the suppressor, and it's like, yeah, it's the most futuristic firearm. I'm like, fuck off! It's a shit.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And there's so many reasons why that doesn't work. I'm not even gonna get into it, but Jesus Christ. So yeah, that was what we could have had. That's what we could have had, and but what we did get, I'm going to bounce to the very, very brand new movie that came out. What was it, 10 days ago or something? I haven't seen it, but maybe one of you have seen it. I've seen a trailer. Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I haven't seen it because I just man, the guy like fucking done fantastic sci-fi, and like to go off and do something like this, you know, It's
I-
it's a bit weird,
Oh.
like, you know.
I'm just gonna say, if I go to see this film and there isn't an anamorphized alien shrimp or a gangster robot driving the car, I'm gonna be severely disappointed.
It's just, come on, really. I mean, even the poster doesn't look inspired.
Add to screen.
Jesus.
But maybe that's not a fucking helmet and a burn retardant racing suit. Maybe he transforms into a robot. Yes, half man, half
Kamen Rider style.
all racer. Yes, I see it. I like it.
I mean, even the Speed Racer movie had more imagination than that.
Oh, I like the Speed Racer movie. It's better than The Matrix.
I do love where John Goodman beats up some ninjas. These ninjas, more like ninjas, and I'm like, Jesus fuck. Only
It's
you, John Goodman, could get away
dumb,
with that
but
line.
it's a fucking Speed Racer movie. Like it does what it goes to do. It shows you bright colors. They drive really fast. Stupid stuff. Dumb one-liners. There's a monkey. That's all, you know. It's Speed Racer.
I feel like this is based off a video game.
It is. Okay. I feel it's based on a true story, supposedly, about a kid that played one of the Gran Turismo games so much that somehow he becomes a real professional racer and got to race Turismo in real life.
Oh, I see. I know what's happening. It's just like the last Starfighter. He's playing the game and he gets the high score, and they come down and they say, "You're the last hope."
Essentially. Yeah, you're essentially right. But like, okay, let's be honest, guys, right? How many lads get a knock on the door after fucking clocking 90 hours in Flight Simulator from like Boeing and go, "Hey, buddy, you're getting a job." And it's like, what? Wait, no, hold on. This is a game. I don't want people's lives in my hands.
Oh, it reminds me of Snakes on a Plane, where what's his name? Fucking the dude from Kenan and Kel. He drives the airplane successfully because of the Xbox. He played it on Xbox, and he successfully lands an airplane because of the knowledge he gained for the Xbox. And then Samuel L. Jackson yells, "Thank God the Xbox!" at the end of the movie because the Xbox saved the day.
I do like where Kel is like, "This is your captain, and I'm here with Agent Rhodes, my brother from another mother." I'm like, God damn, Jesus Christ.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Kenan
happy,
Thompson's his name. My bad.
I'm happy we don't recruit people based on they're good at a video game formula. If that were true, dear God, people would come and grab me and they'd throw me at a construction site where I've got to dodge barrels thrown by a monkey. I don't want that. So, you know, it works. Life works out sometimes. Life will find a way.
They'll be sending like fucking 8-year-olds out to war. It's like, you killed 102 people on this video game. Go kill the enemy.
I see you've gotten a top score in Monkey Target. We're going to put you in this giant Zorb ball and throw you out of a plane. Good luck.
Hello, Mr. Green. We've bred dozens of carnivorous dinosaurs on this island, and we need you to construct special paddocks for them. Yeah, no.
We see you've gotten top score in both Paperboy games. Your mission is to deliver these newspapers every day.
That's fucking bad. That's not life or death. Although, fuck it, that dog was a bastard, boy.
But yeah, so the lesson learned: don't recruit your employees through video games. Just don't do it. Stop. Maybe
Fucking Ethel Tinder starts hiring people because they played Leisure Suit Larry or some fucking shit.
oh, hey, there's an idea. There's an idea. Maybe I'm too hasty with this. Get a new plot device, Hollywood. But yeah, it's so that's kind of an odd choice. Science fiction director, racing movie based on a video game, basing on an idea of a science fiction movie. No aliens, no robots. Okay.
I could be wrong, and maybe like it could be okay, but people have been getting it like mad reviews, like they're like, you know, it's not horrible, but it's not like great. And like, who knows? I could like the movie. It could be a good movie, but just looking at the premise and just, you know, it's a video game movie that's loosely. It looks like just a giant advertisement for Turismo, essentially.
Oh, hey, that fucking thing is shilling for Sony out its fucking arse, man. That's like, buy our video games.
I wonder how it's performing. Do you think it's going to underperform Chappie? Are we going to like fast forward to like when it's finally out of theaters, or it's just in its last final days and like you got the Chappie DVD sitting over there like, miss me yet?
Yeah, I hope he returns to sci-fi because the dude has a vision and he has a skill, and I like maybe if Fiat Alvarez's movie does well enough and people realize that Ridley Scott is just a cranky old man who can't really direct anything. I love the dude. Can't direct anymore. It's like your grandfather saying, "Hey, I'm able to drive up this road every day of my life." Yeah, granddad, you just crashed your car into a wall. Maybe if... Oh, sorry, Ethan.
I thought you know, fish. I'll go after.
No. Just as I was saying, if Fiat Alvarez's movie does well, maybe they can do a sequel in a kind of aliens kind of fucking. So Fiat Alvarez is going to do an alien kind of movie. Maybe Blomkamp can come back and do his project in an aliens kind of action sense as a follow-up. Maybe, I don't know. I'd like to see him try and get a hand at the franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it too. The guy's got an knack for science fiction, and Ridley Scott, you had your time, buddy. It was a good run. At some point, you just got to admit to yourself that you're an onset Alzheimer's patient with grandiose ideas and a fog fetish, and maybe just give it up.
Oh, like Joel Schumacher. He had a mist/fog fetish as well. Have you seen Flatliners? There's so many scenes with fog and mist that I love that movie, but there's so many scenes with just fog and mist that it's like, why? Why is this there? This doesn't need to be here right now, guys.
That's the fun thing about getting into different directors is you start to realize every director has a fucking fetish. You know, Spielberg has his thing with the spotlights. Fucking everybody has a fetish.
J.J. Abrams probably jacks off to lens flares. I'm nearly fucking sure of that.
You know, Michael Bay has that thing with what's her face there, Chickie McCopants. Forget her name. That's her name. See, I was close, everybody. Megan Fox, Chickie McCopants, they sound exactly the same. But yeah, it's a thing. Directors. I'm just glad that sometimes the next generation gets it right. You know, sometimes you get a director that's fucking good, and you're just like, wow, I thought this was going to be trash, and it's. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed these other films. No, I don't know, Sasha. If you watch almost every single movie Ridley Scott's done, there's going to be either in the opening or partway to the end of the film, there's going to be a shit ton of fog. Like
Gladiator. What's that one he directed about Christopher Columbus? Discovering America, fucking 1412, or
Yeah, Black Rain,
yeah.
bunch of fog, right at the beginning. You know, it happens. It's the thing. It's you know what it is? Is I think it's a director. They get making films, and maybe it happens their first film or their second film or whatever the thing is that really they think is their first big break, and they find that scene that they think looks amazing because they did this one little thing. They're gonna just keep doing that one little thing because like that's what they think brought them to the dance.
I actually just realized something, right? The first thing Scott ever directed was a Hovis bread commercial about this kid with a bicycle going down a cobbled hill to deliver bread. Imagine there was fog in that commercial and the poor child went out in front of a truck or something, or a fucking hay cart. That would have been brilliant.
Oh, I can see it. I can see it. The child, he's riding his 10-speed. He's got the bread. And all this fog comes rolling down the street, and he's riding through the fog, and he almost gets hit by a car, but another kid on a bike looks identical to him. It's his android clone from the future who was sent back to order the bread in the first place. Yes, yes, yes.
It's like the robot boy is like, but why did you save the bread? I admire its purity. It's flour. Flour is so tough.
It's bleached and enriched.
Your sacrifice will not be forgotten, little Timmy.
Your soul will echo in eternity, just like Roman coals.
Many Fluffernutter sandwiches will be eaten in your honor.
Yes.
But yeah, that's sort of what we got on the docket. I don't know what he's got coming up after Gran Torino. If there's anything in the works, I didn't see anything because everything when I first started taking notes for this, like 4 weeks ago. That's a long story. It was all Gran Torino, but of course that didn't come out yet.
Like, this doesn't seem like a passion project. This seems just like, oh, this is like a studio project, you know. Maybe if he...
Like, at the end of the day, Trenchy, it's a job. And I'm not gonna hold it against him too much because, like, you know, you gotta make money. You got to make the mucho dinero, like, you know.
You know, look, look, the guest house on the extra space of your lot doesn't just build itself and pay for itself, you know? Jeez, what are you going to have, a mansion without a guest house? Come on. Make the race car movie. But, yeah, I don't know. Guys, you have any other thoughts on good old Neill?
No, just I would like him to return to I would like him to return to science fiction, and if we have to get another remake or sequel of an 80s sci-fi franchise, let the guy have a go because he knew the aesthetic. He had the whole used future look down, and yeah, I think he would be competent enough to helm something from the Aliens universe or the RoboCop universe or fucking the Terminator universe. Terminator needs a new shot in the arm, I think.
Oh, geez, they need to do something because the last 3 things they did were just like, you keep digging that hole. Stop digging that hole, you know? I thought they were going to turn a corner with the just getting off on a tangent here with Terminator. I thought way back before what was it, just after Salvation or just before Salvation, we got Sarah Connor Chronicles, and I thought we'd turned a corner. And I'm like, oh, there's light. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a trick this time.
Show. That was a great show. That should have gotten a couple more seasons. I was fucking bummed when it was like, John's trapped in the future, so now teenage John is going to have to become the leader of the resistance. Cameron is fucked, And Sarah now is like, well, what do I do now? Because my son's in the future, and his sex bot, fucking bodyguard, fucking concubine, has no fucking CPU, and yeah, Charlene Spatero from Garbage is a T1000. So what are we gonna do? Yeah.
Would have been nice. Would have been great. Another aside about Terminator. I like how the movie franchise swears up and down John Connor's the hero of this franchise. He's gonna save humanity. It's Sarah Connor the whole fucking time. So let's face it, she's here. She's fucking.
What?
John doesn't do anything.
What did you think of Dark Fate? Actually, I didn't hate it. You hated it? Okay, no. I didn't hate it. There was some stupid shit. I liked the character of, was it Alice or Grace?
I think it was that.
Grace.
Huh?
It was Grace. Grace. I like the idea because that's a throwback to the Dark Horse comics. There was human Terminator hybrids like Dudley in the Dark Horse comics. But,
well, they tried that animation.
Yeah, that was cool. The bit where she cut the fly in half with the switchblade, though, I thought that was so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's it's cheese. It's cheese. Usually I like cheese, but you know, that's like not good cheese. That's like that armpit sweat cheese. You know,
craft cheese that you. If you're in dire straits and need to make a grilled cheese sandwich, you just slap that bastard in the bread.
No, that's the Limburger, right? Isn't that smelly ass cheese? They got the armpit sweat cultures to make it, or I don't know. I don't want to get into that. It's nasty. It's like how rich people pretend caviar tastes good. It doesn't.
Fucking tastes
Don't you put it in your mouth. The Canadians were right.
Put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your mouth.
So we lost Trench. I don't know if he's going to be jumping back on, but I was summing up. I thought there was another thing I was going to get onto, but I'm losing my train of thought. All distracted with the Terminator. But hey, you know, it's always good to jump into. Hey, there's Trench. It's always good to jump into Terminator if you can. It's good standby. Welcome back, Trench.
Hello?
Yes, we can. Hey. But yeah. I don't know. Have we done everything with this?
I think we covered all the bases. Like you know,
we went to the moon. We planted the flag. We ate an egg on it. I can get back in the lemon, blast off, I guess.
Oh, wait, Ethel. Sorry, Jesus fuck. I'm sorry. Oat Studios. We totally fucking forgot about Oat Studios. So, you know about this, right? So, Blomkamp has done a bunch of short movies with the guys from ADI and oh Christ, what are they called again? The Weta Digital and the guys from ADI. So there's a bunch of standalone shorts. One stars Sigourney Weaver, and that one's about reptile men taking over the earth, and they can kill people with psychic kind of energy. There's another one that's like Predator set during the Vietnam War, but it's a dude that was experimented on by the NVC who's now become a god. So they send another guy in a suit that defies physics to kill this dude. There's another one where Shelton Copley plays God on a little game board table. And lastly, I think Alec Gillis plays the President of the United States, and he has a big pimp mobile Air Force One that instead of flying, he just rolls down the street. Oat Studios, they're really, really good. They're really fun. They're on Netflix, but you can probably find them on YouTube. So check it out, Oat Studios.
Yeah. I remember we were talking about this. What was it last week? They've got.
I totally forgot. Apologies. I meant to fucking.
No,
I meant to bring
it
it up.
slipped my mind too. So I'm glad you remembered before I, did the thing I usually do. Yeah, it's I believe we were talking about there are a few of these, if not all of them, available on YouTube or was it Tubi?
Yeah,
Was Tubi just
they were originally on Netflix. They originally turned up on Netflix, and then they're now on YouTube. There's also another one that's like John Carpenter's The Thing with Dakota Fanning, where this monster is made out of arms trying to kill her. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. So check that out if you want some more sci-fi Blomkamp stuff. Because who knows when we're going to get it, race car video game movies this week. Next week, I don't know, Barbie 2. Who knows? What are they going to pick him for? I don't know.
Maybe he'll direct the next Adam Sandler romantic comedy.
Oh, yes. It'll be another one of those where they stick him in a fat suit. Trench, any closing thoughts on this before I bounce into before I start playing the music and they grab the hook and pull me off?
Oh, well, I've only seen District 9, but this is taught me that I need to revisit this guy's films or see the ones I haven't seen because they sound really good. And it's interesting with sci-fi to see somebody do it. They sound like grounded sci-fi films, if that makes any sense. Kind of grounded in reality. And while everybody's going, sci-fi films now are more fun and silly. It's cool that someone doing grounded stuff. I mean, that's a generalization, of course, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see a sci-fi film that isn't like Star Wars or Star Trek, a lot of you that isn't a rehash.
Yeah. There's not enough sci-fi movies have their aliens eat cat food. I think wise choice. Wise choice. Remember, kids, look out for the sweetie man. That being said, Marty, what's the next thing coming down the old dusty road there?
So two things. One, I'm going to be doing a trash fire on my channel. I'm still trying to decide between either Barbarian Queen or Willy Millie, which is it's like Big, but it's about a girl who wakes up in the morning and finds out she's a Mickey. The other thing I'm going to be doing is apparently my video game retrospectives are doing good. So if I do the next one I do, it's going to be Gun. It's going to be a video game called Gun. Had Thomas Jane, Chris Christopherson, Brad Dwarf, Lance Henriksen, Tom Skirrett, and Ron Perlman voiced that. Really good. It was essentially Red Dead Redemption before Red Dead Redemption. It's
Gun on the PS2, correct?
PS2 and Xbox 360. It was actually one of the launch games for the 360 as well.
And Gun was also one of the video games I and my former co-host did on Cat Games. So if you want to see some gameplay of that after you watch Marty's video when it comes out, because watch his first. His is going to be more interesting. Mine's just me fucking around. Watch his and then check the back catalog because it's there.
In that regard, I will actually leave a link to Ethel's old video of her playing that. Also, Ethel, did you scalp people for fun like I did? That, and I might have said some controversial things that might not have been entirely respectful. In the game, I meant, Ethel. In the game.
No, in the game. Oh, yeah, no, I totally did that.
But yeah, no, I'm going to do a retrospective on that because I was looking at my fucking numbers for those game reviews and I was like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, it was good. I watched the game review you just did for Alien Resurrection.
Oh, bastard hard game.
Yeah, well, you know I have an affinity for that game. That one I never ended up getting reviewed because the show ended before I could make more episodes. But that was on the docket for a while.
That's something maybe you should go back and do video game reviews.
I gotta have a co-host. If I could figure a way to do it streaming live and have it shared, and I don't know if I could figure the logistics of that out. Maybe I get a better internet and get it my own. They might come back. I don't know. Who'd be the co-host? I don't know.
Yeah,
could be anybody.
I'd fucking give it a go if you want it.
Yeah, no, that was just could be Marty. Could be anybody. Probably be Marty. But yeah, it'd be great. Trench. What's the next thing? Before I finish asking the question, I've been watching the real life adventures of Trenchy in the friggin' quarry. What's next? What's coming down the line? Any more of this? What'll be happening?
The last one just played a day, and I don't know when the next video will be. Things will happen when they happen. There's ideas I have. Some of them won't be out for a while, and then other ones I don't know. Probably nothing for a while, but you never know. Things will happen when they happen.
Trench, if you ever make merch and make t-shirts, that has to be the slogan on your t-shirts. Things will happen when they happen. Because it's a positive vibe as well. It's a positive mantra to have on a t-shirt.
You get the design on the front, and then you have that on the back. So yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. And got John Steele. He did a similar interesting video. If you want to check that out, I don't have the link on me, but that's a thing. But yeah, no, real life adventures. I thought about doing one, but it's just going to be me wandering around a bunch of beer cans. Let's face it, guys. I don't do much. But yeah. So this was the new show. This was Director Spotlight. Brand new thing I'm trying out. We'll keep bringing more things. That's what's sort of in the pipe works here. Sci-Fi Sunday, not gone, not forgotten. That will come back. I just don't know when. I'm busy on weekends a little bit lately. Oh shit, gone. We lost Trench. Watch along. That's gonna come back at some point. I just gotta figure out when I'm doing. Guys, I'm getting my shit together. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. But yeah, if anybody has any suggestions for science fiction or even a horror director that you would like me and the fellas to do on the show.
Sorry.
Hey, you know, I got some things already written down, but I'm always glad to take some requests for that. You know, have your say, vote. I swear it actually works here, and not like in the actual world. The politics. Sorry. But yeah. So leave a suggestion in the comments if you got one. If you liked this and you think this is actually an interesting thing I'm starting to do here, it's not too far off from my other shit. But if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you think it sucks, you think I could go to the movie store, read IMDb. I don't need you telling me this shit. Then fucking give me a thumbs down. I can take it. I take criticism just fine. So yeah, and if you're really super into it and enthusiastic about it, hit the bell. You'll get notifications in your email. It'll go off like crazy eventually if I ever start making stuff faster. So you do that. And yeah, just to thank everybody that was here. We had Sasha, we had Mr. Dan, we had Brian, aka Kubrick Lover, we had John Steele, and we had who did we have? Did I get everybody?
John was in the chat. I didn't even see him.
Oh yeah, John's here.
Hey John.
We had Mr. Dan, we had Sasha, we had I think that's about it. I think that's
Yeah.
that's all she wrote.
Well, John, I could definitely take a look at the director for that film. Why don't I? I don't know. I still have it written down in my phone, so I could check it out. Maybe we'll do it. It could happen. No, I mentioned Mr. Dan. Oh, I know who we had. We had Chicky McHopants. Chicky McHopants, star of stage and screen, in the chat, jumping on a trampoline, posing on a motorcycle. Chicky McHopants.
Why hasn't she gotten an Oscar yet? I mean, her glutes alone, she deserves an Oscar. I'm sorry, Jen, if you're listening. Don't fucking cut my throat, please.
I mean, if anybody can make a buck wearing yoga pants and a halter top, I mean, hey, it's art, high art, guys. It's a highly skilled. Fucking Chicky McHopants for president. All that being said, thank you everybody for joining us all. Sorry it was late. It'll be not as late next time. I don't know. But that's all I got. Adios.
Ciao.
Oh, not copy share. I said end broadcast. Do it.
Do it now.